Hello beautiful, today we're going to be making sweet potatoes lentil soup. This recipe was inspired by my maternal grandmother who made the very best sweet potatoes growing up. This is actually called Japanese yam in the Asian store, and I got it from one of the Asian stores where I live. And I know that sweet potatoes have different colors as well as names in different countries. I just want to use this time to tell you that it's not often what you're called that matters, but how you make people feel at the end of the day. So it can be called Japanese yam, it can be called sweet potatoes, but it made me feel good. It still makes me feel good today, and that's all that I remember this recipe for. So let's go ahead to chop the carrots. Okay, and then once you're done, chop the tomatoes, onions, ginger, and garlic, and then make sure obviously you mince it very well. Put some oil in the pan with some salt, and then go ahead to put your onions. I added a little bit of spring onion just to give it a little bit of oomph. And then you go ahead to put the garlic and the ginger, and then afterwards you put your seasoning. The seasoning here is turmeric. I put a lot of turmeric and cumin because it's a soup and I wanted it to have like a yellow glow to it. And then I obviously was struggling with my Knorr or purple seasoning. I don't know if it's just me that struggles with trying to eyeball the seasoning. It just comes out a lot sometimes. And so we put the tomatoes afterwards. By the way, if you do also struggle with eyeballing your seasoning, comment below. I'd like to know if I'm the only one that struggles with this. And then you put, that is parsley, fresh parsley that I put there. And then I went ahead to put some lentils and fresh water as well. And just let that cook for about 5-7 minutes, and then you go ahead to put the sweet potatoes that's been chopped and also let that cook for another 5 minutes as well. And then you add the carrots and let that cook for another 5 minutes as well. And then you go ahead to stir it and just let it simmer for a while. And then for final step, you add your kale. I also got this kale from the Asian supermarket because I find that they are just a lot more fresher. And then it just leave it for 5 minutes to simmer and everything comes together very nicely. And this is the final look. I was very excited to actually try this recipe because I hadn't eaten this recipe in a long time and it just would not cool down, so I kept blowing it. But eventually I decided to like try one, and it was so lovely, and it just reminded me of just my grandma and just beautiful childhood memories. And I was so happy and it tasted so nice. Bye.